All right, Kenny, this one's for you. Julius Randle of the Knicks has been on fire, producing 50-plus DK fantasy point performances in each of his last 4 games. That includes a 74-point outing against the Mavs. So he's going to cost you $10,100 against Charlotte tonight. You paying up for Randle or rolling to another center, Kenny?
Well, there's 2 things I'll say here. And first of all, the Charlotte Hornets are really good against centers. If you look at their points the points in the paint allowed per game for the whole season, they're in the top 5, and they just have a pretty good front court. They've been playing pretty good defense lately. It's really hard for me to pay that much money for Randle, even though I do love him with all my heart. And it's even harder for me to say that I like Enes Kanter at $6,100 because I hate him with all my heart. I had to watch him play basketball. I'm sure you did too, Emerson. Not very fun. But one of the things I can admit about Enes Kanter is that he's a very good rebounder. He might be the best rebounder in basketball, if not a top 5 rebounder in basketball. This guy is just really good, especially on the offensive glass. We know what he can do. We've seen him go for 30 rebounds the last time he played significant minutes. He played 37 minutes against Detroit. And I think that this is a great spot. With Nurkic out, this guy should be getting 30, 35 minutes. Yusuf Nurkic's not going to play in this game because of injury recovery or rest or whatever they're calling it nowadays in the NBA. So Enes Kanter should be in line for plenty of minutes, and I just don't see any way I cannot play Enes Kanter. As good as some of the other options might sound on paper, for the minutes you're going to get, I mean, this guy could legitimately get you 10 times your salary. He can get you 60 points here at $6,100. That's a building block for me at center, so I have to play him. I can't pay up for Randle.
Nick, what do you think here? Second highest priced center on the slate.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, Kenny laid out the case for why this isn't an ideal matchup. I don't think you look at the depth chart in Charlotte and say, oh man, he's going up against Cody Zeller. He's going up against Bismack Biyombo. He's going up against Vernon Carey, who started 2 games recently for the Hornets. But the scheme is really good. Yeah, they keep teams out of the paint. They force players like Randle to beat them in the mid-range and beat them from 3, which he is capable of doing. But yeah, it's not an ideal matchup. Both these teams are bottom 5 in pace. The one thing you do look to, though, over the last 10 games, Charlotte is bottom 10 in rebounding rate. So even if it's not, a 5th straight 30-plus point game for Julius Randle, maybe it's a game where he makes some hay on the boards. The big thing with Randle is like the floor right now is just so high because of the minutes, and you're kind of just waiting, for that to come down at some point. Like even at RotoWire, when we're looking at minute projections day to day, it's like, are we really going to project this guy for 41 minutes tonight? But then you look, and I mean, his last 8 games, it's 39, 37, 38, 38, 39, 42, 41, and then 47 against New Orleans the other night. We know who's the head coach of this team. I don't think that's going to slow down anytime soon. So if you like Julius Randle, even in a not ideal matchup, he might be playing 6 or 7 more minutes than the guy who's next to him in the pricing on DraftKings.